Hey, hey. Hey, what's up?
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine, artist. How are you tonight?
All right. Just trying to get this crazy thing going here. Trying to see my comments. Hold on just a minute. Hey, everybody. Awesome. I'm glad you guys can hear us. We have new microphones, so we're hoping that they work for sure. Let's see who all we got in here. Of course, we've got our lovely mod Adrian. Good evening, Adrian. That's awesome. Glad you can hear us. Good, good. We got
We, we,
Smoky Mountain Robin. Hey, Deb, how's it going? Lisa
we've got some.
Gwinnett, another one of our lovely mods.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Meat
right. We've got
Monday.
other mods.
We love you too, Meat Monday. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm trying to go back up to the comment. Let me see. Night, Mom. Good to see you too. And let's see. Who else do we have here? Hopefully, I'm not missing anyone. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be talking about tonight. As you can see, we're going to be talking about J. Kyle Keener and a Keener eye. Of course, we're going to be talking. We're also going to be continuing to look at the digital evidence with a keen eye, an eye for detail, because there's some wacky stuff going on in this digital evidence. So, how are you doing tonight, New Day?
I'm doing all right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You, New Day. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can.
How about now? Can you hear me? Nope, nope.
I need to be able to hear you. Hang on just a second, New Day. Let me see if I can. I don't know why I'm not hearing you at all. Give me just a second, guys. I'm trying to see if I can get this to where I can actually hear her. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Say something, New Day. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Say something, New Day. Hey. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Say something, New Day. Hey. Okay, can you hear me? Say something, New Day. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, New Day, can you say something? Hold
Okay,
on
how
a
about
second, guys. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
I think we might have it now. What's up, party people in the house?
Can you hear me, New Day?
I can.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, I didn't have time to mess with this microphone, so I guess I'm going to have to play with it some more on another time. So sorry, guys. There's always got to be a technical something going on.
That's all right.
So-
What up? What up, American Night Mom? It's good to see you guys. Oh, hey, Christina, Sunflower Soul, all the party people in the house on a
That's
Saturday night.
Hey, Sunflower. How are you? Hope you're doing good tonight.
Got JoJo, Deb. Nice. Good to see everybody tonight. Glad you could make it. We're going to have fun.
Yes, we are. We are definitely going to have some more fun tonight. Looking at this digital stuff. So New Day. I hear that we shouldn't be thinking that this didn't happen on the 13th. Is that correct?
Oh, I don't know. It depends on who you ask. Shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't. I still haven't seen any last proof of life for liberty that I can believe in.
Right.
And for Abigail either, for that matter. So that's what we're going to keep swinging it at.
That's right. Because if there's no valid proof of life, and I don't know about you guys, but with our eyes, we can see that there are issues with that digital evidence. And of course, Iva Apophis can, because he's pointed it out many, many times. And we agree with him. So there's that. Go ahead and talk a little bit about what we're going to do. I got to pop in the kitchen real quick and grab something. I'll be right back.
Right on. Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. A lot of stuff's been going on those YouTube streets out there. See a lot of squirming, I think, but I'm not sure. I think people are trying to pull us back together into a single tribe again. Not sure I want to go there. Sorry, hang on just a second.
Yeah. So let me tell you guys tonight, we're going to go through the presentation. Adrian is going to be taking some notes regarding some of the questions that you guys might ask while we're doing the presentation. And then at the end, we would like for you guys, if you have any questions, then, I mean, you can of course chat or whatever. Adrian will be making notes of some good comments and things like that. But at the end, we want to leave some time for you guys to ask any questions, make any statements. And we're also appealing to you tonight. We believe that the timeline is incorrect. I think you in here believe that. You know that we're all about digging into this digital evidence because to us, that's the main way to destroy the timeline. And it needed to be destroyed. It should have already been destroyed.
Well, you
we
can't
have a
present
very, very bright.
you can't present altered images into a trial as an exhibit, have it published as an exhibit, and then say that's your last proof of life. And so if the digital evidence has been altered, then the timeline is false. What other reason would you need to alter images that are the proof of life?
Right. 100% agree with that.
We better slow down. Nancy Drew got a phone call. So let's say hi to some more people. What's up, Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa's in the house.
Matt Payton's in the house.
Hey, Matt, how are you? Good to see you too. Hey, Trial Junkie. Good to see you. Good.
Yeah, I love what Trial Junkie's been doing.
I know. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. We're appealing to you guys tonight too. We have an extremely, extremely bright group of people that show up here every time we do a live.
Absolutely.
Everyone in here. And everybody has a strength, a gift with regard to what they can offer to this case. And we're not asking you to spend all of your time or anything else, but we really feel like if we can just all pool our strengths, that we can just blow this timeline apart. So Adrian's already started creating this wonderful timeline that makes it so much easier to look and see movement in the case by different individuals. Oh my gosh. Aaron Town has that insane family tree thing going on, which is amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Trial Junkie, everything Trial Junkie's been doing, and it's things that relate to things that were said in trial and everything else. That's invaluable as well. Everybody's got stuff in here. Everybody's got a certain talent, a certain thing that they're really good at. And so we're asking you, if you can, use that strength and let's blow the hell out of this timeline. Let's go back to square one like we've been talking about and blow the hell out of this timeline. Go ahead, New Day. Sorry.
You're good. I'm just watching the chat. Digital, keep your eyes on the road, both hands on the wheel. You've given lots and lots and lots to this, and you'll have some free time. All you need to do right now is listen. We're glad you're here. Listen and watch. That's all you got to do.
Digital, be safe. Oh my gosh, I can't say much because I watch crap out of my side eye while I'm driving all the time, which I shouldn't do.
Right.
But
Hey, listen, Sunflower Soul, you guys, you don't have to have a YouTube presence. You don't have to. This is your community right here. Our email is open. Our community page is open. You're welcome to go post anything you want on there. Obviously, we will monitor it. It should be case related. And we trust that you guys know this case just about as well as we do. If not all of it, you have your areas that you that you know very well. And each one of those is a puzzle piece. Each person, each photograph, each sketch, each statement that we've heard over and over and over throughout the years, they all mean something. And you all mean something.
Does. Yes. And oh yeah, Trial Junkie, we totally know that she says that she listens to us and then she tries to go find stuff from the trial that will help. And we totally appreciate that. We completely appreciate that. And believe me, we listen to them too, because it helps us put things into perspective. And then when you can go and look at Adrian's timelines and things like that, it helps so much. You know, because I know that Kelsey German has talked about the sweatshirts a million times. I just don't remember every single time and day that she did it. If you know what I mean. Things like that. It's those things like that help.
Oh, hey, Christina. Oh, she's got her video ready. She's going to be premiering it tonight or tomorrow. I hope it's tonight, girl. I hope it's tonight.
Oh
the sooner the better.
Yeah.
Premiere it right now. Hell, roll that thing out. We'll pause. We'll go watch it.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, and anybody, you know, you can, you know, Adrian can post a link to any video or even your site, anything like that. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I do.
Adrian, if you can. Yeah, throw or somebody throw that, or Trial Junkie could do it, or anybody could do it. Really, I mean, just throw that link in there for. Oh, hey, Christina. Christina can do it too. Really. Throw
American Night Mom. Roll that beautiful bean footage. I love it.
Oh my goodness! All right, so. Be keeping that, keep all that in mind. What we just asked for, you know, we want your help. We value your help. We value what you have to say. And
yeah, this community has
those
been
questions at the end too. If there's stuff, you know, we've been kind of. Go ahead, New Day.
Oh, that's okay. We've got a delay again. I had to go back to my old headset and mic. I can't get my other one to pair yet to this new, I don't know. Anyway, there's a delay between us, is what I wanted to say. But our community is an interactive community, and I love it because, guys, they never saw this coming, okay? They don't know how to deal with this. They have to have a plan for everything, and we weren't part of their plan. And this is our place, okay? This is the place where you can come, you can share, we can talk. You are part of this. You're not just an audience that's here to absorb content. You're not just people that are looking to be entertained and have their time filled with gossip and nonsense. Each one of you is a true investigative truth seeker. And we're here for a reason.
And if you demand justice in this case, then you're part of the unified demand. I want you guys to understand that. From the bottom of my heart. This channel was created for people to come together and demand that things be looked at, that things be revisited, that things actually be considered this time. Right, New Day?
Yeah, that there's an actual investigation of the true evidence.
Which is fake evidence, but that's evidence all the same. And that's what we can't stress enough. If this crap is faked, and we believe 100,000% that it is, then that is evidence in and of itself that things did not happen when they said they did. And now we're going to go and look at Mr. Keener tonight, because there's some odd things going on with Mr. Keener's photographs and whatnots, and his movement in this case as well.
Hey, artist.
Yes.
I think I am just going to go ahead and mute my mic and let you start your presentation, or our presentation.
Right.
And I'm going to kind of watch the chat and just listen. And if you want me to chime in, let me know.
Okay. Yeah. We'll
Show-
chime in
'cause
anytime you want. So.
I'm so excited to watch this tonight. I'm so excited to see this.
All right. Oh, hey, 26 Dead Zombies. Good to see you tonight, too. All right. Let's get this Kyle Keener show on the road. So here we go. We're going to go to slide number 1. Nice picture of Mr. Keener there. I want you guys to take a look at this picture. This is, of course, part of the picture that was on the thumbnail tonight for the show. But I want you guys, what is going on here with this beard? What is not now? He's an artsy fartsy dude, no doubt. He's a talented artist. But because he's been connected with this case, I mean, to me, this is odd, and this is something that I think needs to be looked at, especially since you have this person posting on the night of the 13th before bodies were found, stating that there had been a tragedy in Delphi, the girls had been found, their bodies had been found, yada, yada, yada. Okay, now that was a Facebook post, if I'm not mistaken. Right, New Day?
Yes. And this is Kyle Keener. His name is J. Kyle Keener, but he goes by Kyle. And he, at the time that the double murder happened in Delphi, he was a photographer for the Pharos Tribune, and he is listed, you can look him up, he's listed as a world-renowned photographer. So just keep that in mind as we go forward, just in case there's anybody in here that doesn't know who we're looking at or talking about. But yeah, that picture is really strange. Why is half of his face shaven and the other half not?
Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? To show Night Mom's comment. Artsy fartsy is one thing. This is something else, girl. Yeah, we think so, American Night Mom, for sure. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I have a question. Is Adrian not in with us tonight?
No, Adrian's in here.
I haven't seen her.
She was in here a little bit ago. Maybe she got a phone call or something, but I'm sure she'll be back.
Okay.
She was in here.
Oh,
So
she had a
I'm
family
sure she'll be back.
emergency. She had to go family emergency. All right, thank you,
She
Lisa.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My goodness.
She said she'd be back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I hope everything's okay. Goodness. Okay.
You just switched. Can you go back?
We're just gonna. Yes. There we go.
I thought there was something different about his collar, but it's not. It's just where his beard is hanging down on one side of the face that makes the collar look different on that side. That's all. I just wasn't quite done looking at it.
Oh, well, I've got another picture
Yeah, go ahead.
coming up here in a minute. So I wanted to show you guys this. this is just a post he made recently. So Mr. Keener, actually out of order here. I don't know what happened. Let me fast forward a little bit. I'm looking for something here. Oh, well, now I'm not going to find it. Dang it. Okay. Anyway, somewhere on here, I had a page that had some background on him. Let me just tell you a little bit about him before we move on. So he's currently around 65 years old. At the time of the murders, that would have made him, about 50? Am I mathing correctly? I think I am. But he has been I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. I was just laughing at are you mathing correctly? That's all. It's that new math. We don't know how to do math anymore.
I know. That's true. I just know old math. And not algebra, for God's sake, but geometry, yes. But anyway, so so at the time of the murders, he was about 56. He's about 65 now. I believe he was born in Pennsylvania, but he was raised in Ferndale, Michigan, which I think is kind of around Detroit or close kind of to Detroit. He's been a photojournalist since the 70s, and he has worked at several different for several different news publications over the years, including the Detroit Free Press and, of course, the Ferris Tribune in Lafayette, and for the Nashville Business Journal. He went to the Nashville Business Journal in 2018.
And
I don't know
Texas
when,
also.
And he was in Texas. Yeah, he's been in a lot of places. He also was the owner of Keener Vision LLC, or Keener Vision Studios, which is now doesn't appear to be and I can't seem to find anything from that prior website, because there was some interesting stuff on there, and I'm pretty sure if I go back several years, I can find some of it. Some interesting artwork with dolls and things like that. Very strange. This slide here, I bet any recently had, was it? I can't. What'd you say it was? Need a toe, or I think he had to have a toe removed or something.
Yes, he is a diabetic, and he had a toe removed on his left foot, and this was a visit to the hospital, I guess, because he had an infection in that. Yeah, it says right there he lost his big toe.
Yeah, I can't see it because
5 weeks prior to that, and then he got an infection.
Yep, and this is actually a video where he's talking and praising the woman pushing him there in the bed, but this is just an example. You're going to see a lot of his little artwork stuff, and I didn't put it all up here. We saw some in the prior live too. You saw
like look there.
Yeah,
KK. KK, huh?
Well, we can't just have one of anything in this case. There's always got to be at least two or three. So here we have, the other KK.
Huh.
And so he's an interesting guy because here he is with classic cars. So he's into classic cars as well. He's into anything vintage, Americana type stuff. He's also apparently did go to Central Michigan University. That's where he got his education.
He's a car man. Look at the angles on that thing. He loves old classic cars.
Yep, he does. And he talks a lot about cars. He loves sports too. But he's definitely not a guy that blends into a crowd. Night Mom says he's giving John Lithgow character the Trinity Killer and Dexter. Oh my God. You know what? That's funny. He is kind of, he does kind of give the Lithgow vibe. Yeah, the Trinity Killer and Dexter. That's funny. That good observation, Night Mom. That's a good one. I like that. Yes, he's not, like I said, he is talented. He's talented at what he does. Too bad some of his photographs are faked. Let me see. Did I skip anything? No. Here's just another picture. Oh, I got fast fingers. As you can see, he's not the kind of guy that likes to blend in with the crowd. He likes to stand out quite a bit. I can tell you in a lot of what he used to do, at least, seemed to be more like human interest stories, or like did a lot of fashion articles and things like that too, and some of the other publications. Detroit Free Press, he did quite a bit on fashion and things like that. So a lot of awards too, and he is world renowned. Like I said, he's made a name for himself being a photojournalist. We're not doubting his talent. We're just wondering what the hell he was doing on February the 13th, and why some of the things that he's presented appear to be created, so to speak. It's just another picture of him. His glasses, by the way, they are not for the reading glasses. Saw an article or a post he made today. I'm not sure it made it in here, but he doesn't wear them to be able to see, like to drive and things. They're just reading glasses, but he likes to wear them. Here's just another photograph of him. As you can see, like I said, he's an artsy dude. See here. Now, here's a post that he made. This is an interesting post. Hey, Dave, you want to tell him what we're looking at here?
Well, that is one of Kyle Keener's nieces. One of the children in the family has the name of Abby, and I don't know if this is her or not. He's got several nieces and nephews. Most of them are boys. There's only a couple of girls in the group. And I think she looks a lot like Abigail Williams.
Yeah, let me go to the next slide, because I think the next one is there's a blown up picture.
And that's actually one of his brothers that's with her in the photo. That's not Kyle.
Right. But this is Uncle Kyle's bowling party, is what this is titled. And this is his niece, who, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? She looks similar to someone we are acquainted with.
Lisa's got a question.
Yeah, Lisa.
She asked, he was hired for the 217 gig. He made it like he was out there. If we're talking about Keener, that he was out there. 217. I don't know. Maybe I'm not following. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Tell me your question, really, Lisa, because I don't know if you're talking to us or somebody else.
Say she resemble Abby. Yeah, we thought so too, which is kind of weird, creepy.
Yeah, he was working for the paper, for the Pharos Tribune, and he was sent out there I guess, or went out there. I know the guy listens to scanners. He wrote a story about it in one of the articles out of Detroit when he was up there. A very interesting story about him hearing the scanner, and that there, I guess, had been an infant up there that had been found. It had been discarded. The infant had been discarded like trash. And he was hearing the scanner that they were going out there. And so he said he got on the phone, and because he was just getting out of the shower, he said, and he still had to shave and stuff. So he called one of the other guys who he works with, who's a photographer, and he said, "Get down there now. I'll be there as soon as I can." And they got down there, they took photographs, and they wrote a whole article on it because they likened it to the Emmett Till. Yeah, they likened it to when the article on Emmett Till and the photographs were shown to draw awareness to people. And this article talked about the big meeting that they had in the newsroom, and what they were going to show in the newspaper as far as the photographs. And I guess they got some backlash from it. And so this article that was written was kind of a response to that backlash. It was trying to convey to their public and the community what their true intention was and how it all went down. Because the pictures they posted originally, they got a lot of backlash for. So that was interesting.
Which, yeah, what's interesting is that they felt the need to publish pictures like that. You know,
What's interesting to me is that he's listening to the scanner and getting to the crime scenes, because he, like you said, he posted some pictures. He posted a post talking about being able to see the clothes in the creek from 75 feet or 75 yards. I can't remember which. I think it was 75 feet away. And then he went on to tell the public that it was very unusual, but it was interesting that he was there and was asked to take crime scene photos. So
that's what Lisa's asking. I put it up here on the screen. Was he hired to take photos of the girls at crime scene? So he claims that he was asked. He made a post that said he was privileged to be asked to take photographs of the crime scene.
And I guess in all fairness, maybe they were considering the entire area at that point crime scene. But it really sounded to me like he was taking pictures of...
Like he was taking pictures for the police for evidence. That's what it sounded like. Maybe that's not how he intended it to sound. But what's odd is that he made the post on Facebook on the 13th, the night of the 13th.
Let's go to another photo. Let's go to another photo.
Okay, well, hang on. Lisa also has another question, and that's how long was he employed by the Ferris Tribune before the crime? I believe he came to Lafayette, to the Ferris Tribune I think it was 2012. So he'd been there a few years.
Yeah, he does have some ties to Logansport. And the reason I asked you to switch the picture is because someone was saying he gives kind of BTK vibes in this picture. And I want to make it clear that the gentleman in this photo is not Kyle. It's one of his siblings.
Yep, it's one of his brothers.
And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
don't like showing kids online for too long anyway. It bothers me today now that I know
Sorry.
what these people do. No, that's okay. It was a public post. I just didn't want to hang on it too long because it's not him. It's family members. So I appreciate you getting us on to the next one. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sure. We looked at this post the other day. This is just his post about his friend, and he puts on an Irish accent, and wishes his friend who's like in his 90s a happy birthday. And like, I get the feeling he's very proud of his Irish heritage. Kind of get that impression by a lot of the stuff he posts. Let's see. Let me move on to the next. Oh, here we go. So,
Yeah.
um,
That's my creation right there.
yeah, it is. But I mean, seriously, like, why would you? I don't know. What do you guys think? This seems to say something to me. A lot of the things that he does and posts seems to say something to me with relation to this case.
It does to me also. Yeah, he gives lots of nods to things that we're all aware of in Delphi. And the reason that I did this side by side of the two sketches is because we've talked about laying one sketch on top of another, and we've done lots of side by sides with individuals against the different sketches. But when I saw him with that half shaven face, and then I started to put the sketches together side by side, just like that, I thought,
It's like a nod to it.
yeah,
It's
it's
like a
creepy to
nod.
me.
Yeah, it's just creepy. I mean, it's to me, it's just as creepy as Brad Holder and his weird "You like my hat? Do I look
Yep,
like the killer now?" video.
yep.
You know what I mean? It's just as weird and creepy because he was there. He did cover the crime. He did work in Lafayette. I mean, he was present at the pressers. So I don't know about you guys, but if I were okay, so supposedly this Bridgefoot, right out there. If I were a dude in that area, in this whole state of Indiana, I think I would have refrained from wearing a Carhartt, a hat, a pair. I mean, anything. I would not wear anything that would make me even look like the Bridgefoot at the time, right? Because they were obviously looking for someone to fill the image of Bridgefoot.
But your plan wasn't to say everybody in Indiana dresses this way, and so we can all look like him, and that way we can take our pick of who's going to be our patsy when the time is right.
Right, I know, but I'm saying if I were a male around that time, or even until they finally, unfortunately, arrested Richard Allen, there's no way in hell I'd be seen on that trail dressed in anything that would look like it could be a part of the Bridgefoot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no way in hell. So why would you do this? I mean,
Well, Kayla's got a good reason there. She said, was he making fun of Doug Carter saying to put the two together and you have your killer?
you know what, Kayla? Perhaps. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past if you're involved in this crime, right? I feel like you've done the people that are responsible for this and the cover up of it have done things so blatantly, right? And all of them, it's so much. The court, the judge, everything has been like slapped in our face. It's like mocking. It's almost it is mocking. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. kind of like, yeah, I'm part of this. What are you going to do about it? Kind of a deal.
Do you know what I just realized looking at these images?
What's that?
Well, the reason I put young guy to the left and old guy to the right is because young bridge guy sketch actually was drawn first. And side by side, when I do it like that, it's exactly like his face is. But if you notice the nose, and if I flipped those around and put old bridge guy's left side of his face and young bridge guy's right side of his face and mirrored it against Kyle Keener, his nose would be like, look at his nose. Do you see how it's pointy, but yet it kind of sets off just a little bit to his right or your left? And when I put the two sketches together, the nose has that weird like angle to it on the tip of it. So
yeah, well, and we're going to get back to it too, but there's a sketch that I'm sorry is a dead ringer for him, the flannel shirt guy sketch, which I put back in here tonight. We're going to be getting to it because that one to me, I mean, the nose has it completely. It's
Lisa, we've wondered that for a long time. She's wondering why a world-renowned photographer accepts employment at a publication like the Pharos Tribune.
Yeah, thank you. That was our question for a long time. Like you work for a huge paper, like you work for the Detroit Free Press, you work for Nashville Business Journal, another big publication. You work for, you travel around. He's been around the world taking photographs. I mean, he covered like the Mandela stuff and all of that stuff too. So why would you accept employment back in Lafayette? Why would you? I mean, he's not from Indiana, but we believe he has ties here.
What's the J stand for? Do you remember? Is it John?
I think it might be James, but I'm not sure. I don't remember, and I don't know. I really don't know if I've actually ever heard what it stands for, because, like you said, he goes by Kyle. So I'm not 100% sure. I think, if anything, I think it might be James. I might have.
I think it is James.
But
I think you're right. I think it is James.
Yeah, I can't be 100% sure, but for some reason that seems to ring some bell.
Yeah, Minnie, that's the connection I've been looking for. The Greeno-Keener connection. But I digress.
Well, Greeno likes to emulate a lot of things. And, obviously he was into making videos and things like that. So I would think a guy like this would be someone he'd like to learn from, just saying.
Yep.
Let's see here. Is he from Lafayette? And that's where Greeno's. Oh, that was what you were just talking about with Minnie. Okay. Yeah, Trial Junkie. So he covered. There's some articles where he went down and covered some of the Mandela stuff. I think when he worked for the Detroit Free Press, or he also worked. Can't remember the name of the publication out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it might have been for that. It was for one of the other publications.
Yeah, he is on every major platform, guys. He's out there. Go look him up. Go deep dive him if you want to. There's lots and lots of articles. There's lots and lots of pictures. And he has a lot of hobbies too,
Mm-hmm.
including refinishing desks out on a nature trail in the woods.
Oh my gosh, yes. I wish I should have remembered to put that in here. Yeah, there's literally video guys that he made where he's a New Day fan where he's sitting on a gravel trail in a wooded area refinishing a freaking desk.
Yeah, one
Like,
that he
no
brings
shit.
out of the barn and just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let me go to this next slide. This is him back in the day. You know.
Oh, real
Obviously,
quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Yes,
Yeah.
both of them were photographers, Nancy Drew. But keep in mind, Greeno's specialty is videography and production, as well as narration and story writing, where Kyle Keener's milieu is still photography. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, he tells the stories with pictures. Like, he is a talented photojournalist. I'll give him that. The photos he took that were actually real, you know, a lot of the Delphi things are a little sketchy, of course, as we pointed out. So yeah, this is him back in the day with a buddy. Obviously back in the disco age, you know, 70s. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Now, look at the nose, guys, on the flannel shirt guy sketch. Look at the whole thing. Right? Now, people in the past, as we all know, have thought that this was one of the McCains. And probably which one is it? Dan New Day that wears the hat? It's Dan, right?
It's no, David McCain is David McCain is the one who testified that he was on the bridge. He took the pictures. Dan McCain was in the cemetery on a bicycle. David is taller than Dan.
Okay. Right. But
So David McCain is flannel shirt guy.
right. But then we look at this picture here, and now he doesn't have the beard in this picture. But I mean, look at the freaking nose.
I'm sorry.
Look at the
David
whole thing
McCain
in
is
general.
not flannel shirt guy. David McCain is who they named as flannel shirt guy. This is who I believe was actually flannel shirt guy. And it makes sense
Yeah, me too.
because Kelsey tells us real early on in an interview that she did with Gray Hughes and his team that they pretty much knew everybody that they ever saw out there on the trails when they would go out there. It was a small community. Everybody knew everyone. And I cannot for 1 minute believe that Derek German would not have known who David McCain was. Just my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh, like, seriously, like, I 100%, I mean, everything down to the damn eyebrow, the slight point to the eyebrows, the whole
I know,
damn thing.
It's hard to make you speechless, artist. And when I showed you this, I watched your face for like 20 minutes just go, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, my God. I mean, yeah. You know, I do notice faces. And yeah, I can't see anything else. I really can't. Like,
Yeah.
I would be surprised if this was not Keener.
Well, and it could have been more than him. It could have been Dave also. We've talked about what was that old movie where they all dressed up like Jewish rabbis, and um, so nobody knew which person was. What was that movie? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to remember which movie it was. It's about the gangster movie, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we've
I'm
talked
trying to remember which
before.
movie that was.
We've talked before about there being 2 or 3 people out there that were dressed exactly the same or very similar.
Yeah, that was a theory that we had right in the past. Because that actually happened with one of the, so I can't remember which Italian mob guy it was. It actually did happen. The movie that I'm talking about, it's like a reenactment kind of the scene. I can't remember which kind of high up mob dude it was. But anyway, what happened is, I'll think of it later. I know I will, probably when I'm, in the bathroom taking a shower or something, but where I do all my great thinking. But
Callie, that sketch is one of the random sketches that was done. There were quite a few sketches, that were done by people that were out there searching on the 13th, and we know that because Jerry Holman told us that he believed the old bridge guy sketch was Mike Patty. Just somebody had seen him out there searching, and they sketched him. So we have lots of other sketches. They just weren't put into the public space. They are available though, different places online.
Yeah, and Amy, Case by Case, she actually had that collage we put up. She's the one that did that, put that together, or had it on her show, and it's actually great. And this sketch was included in it. Let me go back to the gangster thing. So we had in the past, we talked about back in the day before we knew it, what the crime scene entailed, when there were a lot of rumors out there of strange things, like
no manner of death.
Yes, we did know the manner of death, but there were rumors of dolls being out there and like
coins, arrows,
all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff. And we used to talk about whether or not this was like somebody who admired. I mean, there were things said in the past that reminded of murders that were being said.
Say that again. You cut out a little bit. Say that again. Reminded you of what?
There were things said in the past that sounded like it was reminiscent of kind of the Manson murders and many other famous serial killer type murders.
It's almost like a fanboy of the serial killers, and there's lots of different nods to all of those people present in different aspects of this case.
Right, because I know I've heard other serial killers who admire other serial killers, but they always try to one up their idol. And so something being said, some of them wound up being true. That it almost started to sound like somebody was a fan of different serial killers, and they took like a bit of this and a bit of that and molded a scene out of it. And so back to the gangster thing, there was a rumor out there that people were dressed alike. And I said, that sounds like, and I can't remember which damn movie it is, but that did happen. There wasn't a mafia guy, a boss kind of guy, high up mafia dude. And I can't remember which guy it is right now. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, what happened is they murdered the guy in the street, But what happened is the witnesses were confused because there were like literally 3 or 4 different people dressed like a rabbi, identical. And so there's all this like strange movement by these people that all looked alike, and then the guy winds up dead. And so we did talk about something like that because, you know, I don't know. There's, you know, some of the things, some of the images you find in the photographs, the fake photos, some of those buried things, I mean, it almost looks like people at times are wearing masks, and that's always been a rumor too, that there were masks, people were wearing masks, that they were filming a movie, that this, that, and the, you know, all these different things. So, I mean, yeah, that's just something that we talked about in the past. And I mean, I haven't completely dismissed it either, just because a lot of the stuff that are buried in the digital evidence, it almost sometimes looks like people are dressed up. Don't you think so, New Day?
Yes, I do. Yeah, we do have the duplicate girls theory too. And that what's disturbing about that is if Betsy Blair in fact did see 2 girls that were not Abigail and Liberty, let's just put it that way, and saw another set of girls that were dressed to look like Abigail and Liberty, then we still don't have a time of death, a last proof of life. And I didn't listen to all of the live last night with Snay and Streets and Habeas Pompous, whatever the hell we want to call it these days.
Yes.
But, you know, that phone data that Michael wants to stand by so desperately doesn't mean that a Liberty was attached to that phone.
No,
just because
it
that
doesn't.
phone was there and he could track that data and say, oh, it all comes out. That's when she dropped him off. That's when you know, there's also another little pull in right there before you get to the Mears lot coming from the Patty's house. It's an old farm trail there, and people parked there. And, you know, that could be a good reason why Kelsey didn't see Betsy's car and Betsy didn't see Kelsey's car. Because Kelsey didn't actually maybe park at the Mears lot. Maybe she pulled into the little lot right before there. Because there was crime scene tape there. And there's evidence, according to Quester, that the phone didn't move for up to 2 minutes standing in that spot. So were they standing there waiting for Betsy when they saw her coming down the road and pulling back in? Coming back from the library from her little bathroom break? Were they standing there waiting on her to go down and turn that corner so that they could follow behind, knowing her route, so that when she turned around, she would pass them?
Well, let me say this too. So Iowa Apophis has said in the past that not all of the people out there that day were aware of what was actually going on the 13th, which we believe was the staging of an abduction.
Yes.
Some people were aware and some people were not aware.
Yeah, not everybody had a script that was out there.
And Betsy Blair has a routine. She testified to that in court, and she pretty much does the same thing on the days where she goes out and does her exercising on the trail. So, you know, if you were wanting a witness, and you are familiar with, you know, if you're out there a lot and you see this woman on all the time, a name, you may have only said hi to her or maybe nothing at all. But it would be easy. What I'm getting at is if somebody has a routine like that, that would be a surefire bet as a witness to have a witness if somebody has a set routine, and she did.
Absolutely.
Too, when we were out on that trail one time, we saw one of the officers riding on a four-wheeler, and he passed us. And then when we got up to the point where I've kind of forget how it went. Anyway, like, the hell did he go? Do you remember that, New Day? And then we saw him come down through it. There's like I don't know, is that part of the Mears property maybe where he went up on? He went up the hill there off the trail to the high bridge. And there's like a barn that kind of sits there, kind of a barn type thing. Remember this, New Day? And we were like, where the hell did he go? And then he came back down through that way. So, I mean, maybe somebody came down that way, like Kelsey.
Yeah, maybe.
That's another point. I mean, there's not just one way to get onto that trail. There's multiple ways. There's multiple ways to the crime scene. That day, the creek would not have been the optimal path, being as it was flooded basically up to probably Rick's chest. But I mean, there's multiple ways. They made it sound for years like it was this rugged terrain, like you're coming down a damn mountain or something. And I mean, yeah, it's not flat or anything right there coming down the hill from the, but let's be real. If you guys been out on the trail, I mean, you tell me what you think. You can't get down that. It's not like climbing down the side of a mountain. Just way overblown, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when you get out there, to the actual the site where the bodies were found. I mean, it's the size of a football field. It's a big backyard. There's no reason.
The crime scene area, you mean?
Yeah,
it's flat.
Yeah. There is no way in hell that those girls were out there on the 13th that night. No way their bodies were out there overnight. Not while that first search was going on.
Right. Yeah, so Kayla said that the water was 3.7 feet deep. It was something like that. That it did ebb and flow. I know I do have that information somewhere. But I'm going to tell you, I'm about Rick's height, maybe slightly taller, and 3.7 feet is going to be, just me guessing, yeah, about up to my chest, like maybe right below my upper chest. But I mean, it's high.
Well, the creek had been up. It was actually on the decline, though, at this point. It hadn't fallen all the way, but it was dropping. And that's one of Apophysis' points about the clothes being out there. If the creek had been higher, they would have gone downstream. If the creek was lowering itself, the shoe would have been caught up in. He explains it all very well, but the water level was actually starting to decline at that point, and there was no reason for those clothes to be right where they were, according to the flow of water.
Well, I've got so back to Kyle Keener here. Kyle Keener is the one who spotted the clothes from the bridge from about 75 feet away, supposedly. supposedly. Nobody else saw the damn clothes. And I got to tell you too, I've always had a problem with the picture of the clothes. What are the chances that because those clothes seem to be awfully lined up on that branch.
Well, that was my point about the
Yeah.
water, the flow of the creek at that time. They wouldn't have been there. Let's put it that way. If the girls crossed where they say they crossed, those clothes wouldn't have been, and the shoe wouldn't have been where they were with the flow of the creek at that time. The
Right.
other thing is, Libby was a 200-pound girl, and there is no mud on the bottom of that shoe.
No, that shoe looks brand freaking new. There's actually, they're pretty white on the soles too. They look like, it looks like a brand new shoe. It really does.
Yeah.
And here's my other point about the clothes. Let's say even like, let's say that the branch managed to snag a piece of clothing or two. What are the chances it would snag all those clothes? You know what I mean? That to me, that's just another proof of staging. I mean, the clothes, they're not like hanging off the branch even.
That's the point.
like
They're all
placed.
together in one spot. And it's everything
Exactly.
that's not on Abigail, with the exception of one pair of underpants and one sock.
Right. I mean, I
And
would
three
think
and
if
three shoes.
clothes were,
We're not hearing you, New Day. I mean, artist, we're not hearing you. I'm not hearing you, artist. I don't know why I called you New Day. I'm looking at my name, not yours. Okay, now you're there.
you can hear me now, though, right?
Now I can. Yeah, but
were
I
kinda
didn't
cutting
hear
out,
it.
So repeat what you. Are
No, you
there?
go ahead.
You're cutting out.
Go ahead.
No, my point is, let's say that somebody threw all the clothes in the creek to get rid of the clothing. I just can't see it being possible that one branch would snag all those clothes, line them up you know what I mean? Obviously, those were placed there. I mean, I would think if clothes were discarded in a creek, that you'd find a piece of clothing here and a piece of clothing there, and you know what I mean? Depending on the weight of the clothing and what type of clothing or article of clothing or a shoe or whatever, footwear, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
always that.
Well,
that always
Nancy's got a good point too. Nancy said, then Becky had to put out that post about donating all of Libby's mismatched socks
Yeah, no shit.
while the river search is going on.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, another thing. So why does that have to be a new part of a news story or an interview that they got rid of Libby's socks?
Compromat.
I mean, you know, oh my gosh, so many thoughts. Okay, here's just another picture of Jay Kyle Keeners. Obviously he's been to an Ash Wednesday. It looks like Ash Wednesday up there. It kind of reminds me of something else I've seen in the past, right?
Yeah, well,
a little bit.
I believe that this photograph is 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which would have been the day before the change of direction presser. They did that on Easter Monday, and Easter Monday is a thing in the Catholic Church. So but this would have been
But
Ash
I've also
Wednesday
seen him say in the past that he didn't have
prior to that Easter season. Is what I'm getting at, though. That Easter season of 2019 was just before the presser. So
right. But what's odd is I've also seen him in the past say that he has no religious affiliation. I've seen, I literally, I literally saw an article like that yesterday because he did a story on I think it was a Catholic church that had been like redone. And he stated in the article that he doesn't necessarily have a religious affiliation, but he's obviously been to, it looks like maybe, what'd you say it was? Easter Monday, or looks like Ash Wednesday, whatever.
This is from Ash Wednesday, but this is from Ash Wednesday begins the season of Lent. And, and that's the period prior to the crucifixion and the resurrection. So it's the whole season leading up into Easter. And this particular picture was taken during the 2019 season of Lent and Easter, which is the year Easter Monday is the day they did the 2019 change of direction presser. That's why this is important.
Right. So again, if this was done in 2019, right around that presser, then again, mocking. I mean, what? Oh my God. I mean, seriously, like, that's how I look at it.
Me too.
Strange.
I'm going to take a break just a second. So just so you know, go ahead.
Okay.
And
all right. So here he is. This is a picture with him and two of his other siblings. One of his brothers has passed away. These are the other two. Looks like K names. I think the other one's name was Kevin. I think that's what New Day said, Kevin. But
we've got Ken. I think Ken is the one who passed away.
Oh, is it Ken? Okay. Sorry, maybe it's Ken. Okay, Ken. But yeah, so yeah, he's got a couple siblings. Let me go. Oh, we've seen this one. Again, I wanted to show this again because look what it says, right? He's giving a shout out to his mom, whose name I guess, maiden name was Meehan. And we all know, we've all heard the name Meehan. That's, I believe, possibly the tie back to the Logansport area, Indiana, because, you know, he's not from here originally. So, still looking into that. Part of the hard thing with Keener, though, guys, is I'm not going to kid you. It's hard to find some of the information on him. And I think that's with us. Kind of hard, other than he kind of gives you. It's kind of hard to find enough information, trace a tree back on him. It is a little difficult. That's a work in progress. Here's just another one of his pictures. Like I said, he's artsy. He's an artsy guy. He's got a flair for the artistic, let's say. Okay, we're going to look at this picture because I noticed something the other day in this picture. And I want you guys to screenshot this picture. And I want you to blow it up on your phone. And I want you to look at his mom's face. And I want you to tell me what you see right around underneath the left eye, through that nose, and over onto the other cheek under the right eye. I want you to tell me what you see. Hey, New Day, Minnie is asking, do you know what kind of car Keener drove? I thought you told me something the other day, but she keeps asking. And I'm sorry, Minnie. I haven't been ignoring you. We got off on a tangent on something else, but do you know?
I don't know for sure. I know. I know he's had lots of classic cars. He likes big cars, Cadillacs, things like that. The big old Oldsmobiles, and probably a Comet. Not sure though. I'll do some more digging on that, or maybe some of you guys that are car buffs out there could look into that.
So, okay, so I'm seeing some people, the shape of the tail. Let's see. Oh, the shape. Looks like she took a punch to the nose. Well, maybe, but when I looked at this the other day, I hadn't noticed it, but when I was doing something with it the other day, I noticed, and it looks like something is there. Either something has been photoshopped in and laid in there, or what's going on. It almost looks like, so I'm going to tell you, the shape of that thing almost looks like on the 360 video at the bottom, it shows where you can use like the what are those called, the virtual reality glasses to do the 360.
Yep.
And then it's like you're there in the room.
Yeah, they're inlaid in a lot of the Bridge Guy video too, and the pictures that have been altered, and they look like little bitty masks, and when they're in the right place too, they kind of look like a pig nose.
Yeah, they do. And so when I'm looking at this the other day, and I was like, what the hell is that on her face? Because I hadn't looked at it that close. And then when I blow it up, it almost looks like that little image has been like embedded right there. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? It's
I do.
Weird.
I thought it was strange looking too. But
now I mean, obviously, when this picture was taken, that type of thing did not exist.
No, but it would be what I would guess that it is it's some kind of masking on a program that he uses to take a old photograph and turn it into a digital image. Does that make sense?
Well, that could be. Yeah, it does. But I mean, that's really
yeah,
odd.
I'm too tired for that one too. American Night Mom. American Night Mom said it looks like a melty face, but she's too tired.
My whole point is, though, you're an artist, you have an eye for that. I would think that you would see that in your mom's face, and you would go and you would eliminate that. You know what I mean? Or you would touch that up. But it's just there. So Sunflower, why are there
digital
eyes under her eyes? Yeah, it kind of did look like that. That's why I blew it up. It really, if you take that little virtual reality mask shape that they show and you put it on there, it really kind of lines up with that. It's weird. Like I said, it's weird. Yeah, and I agree, Nancy Drew. It kind of does look a little reminiscent of part of the Amish guy's nose on the bridge. I agree with that too. It's odd. Definitely odd. Yeah, Minnie says like a beak. Kind of, yeah. yeah, it really kind of it's weird. Like, why would that be on your mom's face? That's my pup. Hey, New Day, can you take over for a minute while I let the pup, or maybe New Day's gonna get him. Okay, never mind. All right, we're gonna move on. Here's just another article he's writing about, or another article. I'm sorry, it's a post. He really likes to post stuff on social media, so he's had several accounts. He's closed some down and reopened some. So some of the old stuff is, not around anymore. But here's just one of his more recent about the charm of rural Indiana near Logansport. He's comparing it to Metro Detroit, so on and so forth. Just want you to kind of see what the guy likes to do. Oh, now we might be at the end. Okay, so yeah, we are at the end. We're going to get into that stuff here a little bit more in a minute. So anyway, Mr. Keener is obviously an interesting dude for many reasons. So let's see. I tell you what, let's talk. Let's put up some of the questions. If you guys have some questions or some good observations, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I'll stick them up here on the screen, and we can talk about it. Because, like I said, we're a community where we brainstorm and where your voice is heard. Let's see. Smoky Mountain Robin says, if you go back and look at mom's face, the right side looks like a face overlay. Yeah, that's what I think too. It's very I think it does look like that too. It looks like it's been altered. But it's been altered in a way where it's, if you pay attention, it's obvious. It's not trying to be hidden. I just think it's very weird. I don't know. It's almost like it's supposed to be there to be noticed. That's how it appears to me anyway. So, like I said, he's been of interest to us for a long time, mostly because, what really piqued it for us, I think, was the post made prior to the bodies being found on the night of the 13th, announcing that the girls had been found and that they were unfortunately no longer with us. And that got my attention for obvious reasons. Yes, Lisa says unapologetically. Yeah, much like everything else in this case. And he's a bit of an exhibitionist. Oh, yeah, 100% right. You don't dress like that and put yourself out there if you're not wanting to be seen. For sure, 100%.
Oh, that's what kind of blew my mind when I was researching the Pied Piper story. When I found out what pied meant, it means colorfully dressed. Someone who stands out. And when it was popular in the times when that story was written, people that were like musicians, they were considered like the bottom of the barrel, undesirables. But until there was a festival. And then these people were like kings to everybody because they brought the entertainment, they brought the music. And it's said that only the pipers, the musicians, would dress like this in these outlandish, bright colors to be seen by everyone, almost like a clown would do. And that the only other people at that time that dressed in those bright colors were the executioners.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking back on the note. Remember the note where it says Kai effing Pi was here?
Yep.
And I'm
do.
thinking of Keener dressed in the crazy colors like the Pied Piper. And he's a guy that likes attention. He does a lot of social media stuff too. Like I said, he doesn't just meld into a crowd, You're gonna notice the guy. I mean, Kai effing Pi was here. Maybe. I mean, are we talking about Keener? I mean, who are we talking about there? Maybe some people look at him kind of as a Pied Piper type of figure.
Yeah. Or an executioner.
Thought. Or an executioner. Or a documentarian of an execution.
Yeah. Creepy.
Interesting. Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to. Minnie said, I think it was Minnie that said that it looks like the mom's face, that whatever that is, kind of looks like a weird doll face. Yeah, it kind of does too. It kind of looks like that too. It's odd. It's just odd.
Kyle likes to photograph dolls as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. On his old stuff, there was all this shit with creepy dolls, like dolls and weird, like art. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just pictures. It wasn't quite as creepy as the Bobby Camsworth videos, but it's still pretty eerie, in my opinion.
Right. And we found it a long time ago when we found it. Remember when somebody was filming out there where the little memorial is at the trailhead and that weird, creepy doll was sitting in there? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I mean, it's just things that make you wonder, It was odd. I'll have to go back and find that because I know I have that somewhere. Yeah, Lisa says that Amy, digital, a jester. Yep, a jester, exactly. He's kind of a jester type.
Perfect word, yes.
Piper would be the same type of a deal, like a jester, like an entertainer. Yeah, creepy.
Yeah, Lisa, I do know that I saw that interview of Amy had that young woman on that claimed to have written that note. I don't know that I believe that young woman, but I do remember that interview.
I remember that too. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I buy it either, honestly.
And it's really kind of irrelevant who wrote it. It's the content of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the content.
And the group that it goes with. There's a group of people that goes with, not just as individual.
So Sunflower says, wonder if he has hung out with a group of younger people who are also interested in photography and like to go to the trails to take pictures, like maybe 15 to 30 of them. I've wondered the same thing. I wondered that too. I mean, he's a guy that likes to talk a lot about what he's done and show his work, and he like I said, he doesn't just melt into a crowd.
Yeah, I really think the next time we go live, we ought to present some of his articles or writings about some of the adventures he's been on.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch, and I had them on a separate slideshow, and then I couldn't get it to load. But yeah, we will. We'll go over that next time.
Cool, definitely.
Because I wanted to show some of the different articles he did for different news publications. Oh goodness, and yeah, just show kind of the variety of work that he did. So, oh, let's see. Yes, digital. Let me see. Culturally used through. Lisa, what was culturally used through the 60s and 70s, might I ask? This question here. I missed something. If you could tell me what the rest of that was, because I missed what you said before.
I think her and Digital were talking about the jesters, the Merry Jester.
Okay. What's the Merry Jester?
The use of the word jester.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you now. Yeah, I mean, he kind of strikes me as that character. So tell the story. So New Day was listening the other day to the origins of fairy tales, like different fairy tales. And the Pied Piper one is very interesting. You want to tell them what the gist of that story originally was, and not the Disney version either, y'all? Like, I don't know if y'all ever read Grimm's fairy tales, but they are not for children. They are the shit of nightmares. I'm just gonna say.
Well, it's actually a story out of. Yeah, it's actually a story that has some actual documented history to it. They're not sure exactly what happened, but there are 130 children that disappeared on one day in Hamelin, in Germany. And that's where the story comes from. There, just like you've heard in the story, there was a infestation of rats in the town. And the Piper assured them that he could help them with their problem. And they came to an agreement on a price. And the Piper did what he said he was going to do. And all of the rats followed him out of town, and they jumped into the water and drowned. And Hamelin's rat problem was solved. And when the Piper came back to collect, the townspeople scoffed at him and told him they weren't paying him. So it's a story about a debt that's due that goes unpaid, and therefore a revenge is taken out. And the townspeople had come together for something a few weeks or months later. Some time had passed. They weren't thinking about the Piper anymore. And as the town gathered for their meeting, the children were left outside in the courtyards to play and entertain themselves while the adults took care of town business. And the Piper came back in and lured the children away with a song. And the story is, the original story is that he led them up to the mountains, and a place in the mountains opened up to reveal a cave. And he led the children into the cave, and the opening closed behind them, and they were sealed inside, and they became part of the topography. Now, that part of the story is not necessarily true. What is true is that there is documentation throughout history and different writings about 130 children coming up missing from Hamelin, Germany. And so it's believed that this story was written kind of as a way to explain what happened, although no one really knows what happened to those children. If the story was told, the thing is this, I guess, that there had been, this happened prior to the bubonic plague. So there had been no known, and it was just in this one region in Germany. So there's been some talk about maybe the children all were poisoned from something, or that they all, because they can't understand how 130 youth could just disappear or all die at the same time on the same day without some record of it, other than just throughout generations, different writings referring to the day that the 130 went missing. So it's just very, very odd. It's a very creepy story.
You know, we always, the narrative in this crime has been referred to as a fairy tale. Someone has written a story here. Yeah, I see a lot of parallels. Sunflower says, methinks this sounds familiar. A debt to be paid, revenge to be sought. Yeah. Yeah, you've got references to things that exist in mythology, like Greek Roman mythology. You've got the essence of certain versions of what later became Disneyfied fairy tales. Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, somebody wrote a damn story here and told a story. Certainly what it appears to be to me. Yeah, the other thing too, I remember them saying about the Pied Piper story in Germany is that there's actually isn't there like a plaque or something that like lines this all out? It's like dedicated to the 130 missing kids.
Yeah. There's placards. There's some carvings. There's lots of literature and stories, and something really happened.
Yeah. Hey, Minnie's asking you a question, New Day.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that is a hand-drawn map also, that the cryptic note is what she's referring to. And did I add it to my map? I haven't added it to my map. No. And that's a good idea. Because it's got lots of clues in it.
Yeah, we've always thought it appeared to be very much some type of map. 100%. But yeah, we should do that. We hadn't.
Yeah, good thinking, Minnie. I appreciate that.
Definitely. Let's see. A story with many messages, only to be understood. Yeah, I'm going to show this one. Sunflower again says a story with many messages, only to be understood by those they are meant for, and promise not to tell, perhaps. Yeah, right? Criminal bat signals.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. communicating in codes that only they would understand, except, I think that we're starting to realize that lots of people were speaking of codes, and certain things were said to indicate something to someone, or let them know who you're with, what you're affiliated with, or let you know where you stand on it, or, many different things. Many different things. Which to me brings out the element of the organized criminal activity in this case.
Well,
For
there's
sure.
a lot of organization going on here. We've got an organized crime. We've got an organized PR campaign. We've got organized trolls. We've just got organization all over the place.
Orchestrated fairy tale.
Mm-hmm. But let me tell you what.
Yeah.
The love of money is the root of all evil. And in this day and age, money is power. And this is about power. But it's not true power. It's something that resembles power. Let's put it that way. True power is in what we're doing here in this community.
Mountain has a very good point here. You know what, Smoky Mountain Robin says, if only they'd left an innocent man out of it. Yeah, isn't that the truth, right? Do you think that we'd all be sitting here pondering all of this had someone of a more nefarious nature been accused of this crime? Or if someone had actually that was responsible had been accused and put on trial for this crime, and everything suddenly made sense?
Yeah. And if those girls, like Doug said, had only turned right instead of turning left, they would have followed that innocent man right out of there.
Well, they are too. And, and I wonder, though, about the rough fight. Because let me tell you this, guys. I only know this from when I worked in law. And one time I was reading a set of optometrist records, or ophthalmologist records, actually, in a case. And I don't know if anybody is familiar out there with ophthalmology records, but they are in extreme shorthand. Right now, I'm used to reading medical records, not really ophthalmology records. So everything is in very much a shorthand, and I keep seeing OS and OD and blah, 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 blah. And so I went to my boss and I asked her, because her dad had actually been an ophthalmologist. And I said, I need your help deciphering the shorthand in these records because, I'm not used to reading these things. And I said, one of the questions I asked her is, what is OS and what is OD? She said that the right eye stands for like optic domina or something like that. Dominate. And that's the right eye. And I said, okay, what's the OS? That stands for like optic sinister.
Ew.
And I can tell you this, my grandmother on my dad's side was German Lutheran and went to German Lutheran school. and was a left-handed. She was left-handed, and
My
if
mom
she
was a
tried
lefty
to,
too. They used to beat
yeah,
it out
and
of
if
them.
you
They
tried,
did-
that's right. They did the same thing. Yes, left sinistra. Yes, Lisa, exactly. So they would literally, if my grandmother tried to write with her left hand, she would get beaten over the head with a ruler. For real. And to the point where she was forced to be a right-handed person because left is considered to be devil possession back then.
Yep.
So it makes me wonder if the comment about going left instead of right or instead of left sent a nod to someone's knowledge of that. Not
Wow.
necessarily in the ophthalmic sense, just in general.
See, this is why I love working with you, artists. You think so far outside the box.
Well, shit, you have to in this case.
I know. I love it, though. I love it. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, it's just something I ponder sometimes, if that's what the purpose was. Because, so many things were done on what would be pagan and Christian holidays, because as we all know, a lot of pagan holidays were adopted into Christian life. So many things fall into the on those holidays. It just makes me wonder if it's not a nod in that direction, or a communication in that direction. Makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Just something to think about, right?
Yeah, well, they've definitely all been talking to each other for a long time.
Yeah, Sunflower, I agree with you. Even if a ne'er-do-well, not RA, had been arrested, you still wouldn't buy it. You know what? I wouldn't either.
Yeah, we don't really
because
buy it that
here's
any
where
of
they
that
really,
either,
I think that
Sunflower.
they screwed up. It was so over. Yeah, it was so overboard. It's so overboard that at times I wonder if certain people weren't being overboard in order for us to pay attention to how over the top it was. Almost like maybe a cry for everyone to pay attention and be pissed off about it. And then I think other times, was it all just done to just put us all in our place? But, you can't put this baby in a corner. So that's all I got to say. Or New Day. You can't put New Day in a corner either. I mean, if you didn't want my attention, then maybe you shouldn't have been so overboard about everything in this case, overboard.
Yeah, usually when people add extra details, it's a lie. But they think they need to add them to prove to you that they're telling the truth. I don't expect people to lie to me unless they're a known liar. So just tell me the truth. I don't need all the extra little details. And it seems like everybody up here is a writer.
Yeah.
Even their little news articles about the things. It almost sounds like Trump, and if anybody in here loves Trump, I'm just saying he's a bragger. Okay. It's just always, we're the greatest, we're the best, nobody's ever done it better. And they write these articles and it's like, on this beautiful day, it was a Saturday and we had our ribbon cutting and the quaint town and everyone, it's everything. All of it, every newspaper article, it's all over dramatized. Like everybody just wants to be a freaking world renowned somebody up there. Embellish. That's right. That's right, Pertinent.
It's embellishing. Yeah. It's like somebody took a bedazzler to the story. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
It's been bedazzled.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous that
It
in
is
my mind,
insane.
when I just sit and think about the highlights of this bullshit story over the years, and I hear it in my head, it sounds like something out of a sitcom. I mean, or out of a crazy story that somebody. I mean, it just a sci-fi movie sometimes. I mean, it's bizarre, and it makes
It's
no
a very
sense.
poorly written script.
It is. For so much effort to be put in, it really failed miserably, in my opinion.
And they have some really shitty actors up there.
Yeah, they do. And the reason it failed so miserably, even though somehow this bullshit story managed to convince 12 people that this man is, that Richard Allen is the killer. Which still not buying, people, not buying that. Not buying that jury wasn't, at least some of them weren't placed there for a purpose. Not buying it. I don't see how anybody can sit there with a straight face and say, "Oh yeah, that's totally believable." No DNA was found of Richard Allen's there. None. No DNA. The only DNA found belonged to family members and one random ISP employee who has not been identified.
That's right.
That's what we got. So again, my point is, why, especially at the point where the girls were found dead, why was that house not searched? Why was Kelsey's car searched? Why was that hair not tested?
What's up, Charlie Murphy? Charlie Murphy's in the house.
Hey, Charlie Murphy, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, I just don't. This is why it has to go back to Cop 101, day one. Day number one, ground zero. Ground zero being the weekend of the 4th, the day the phone was reset. Because again, just because you tell me that's phone doesn't mean that it was, and doesn't mean she had possession of the phone. So it has to start with the reset of the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't usually do this, but if you didn't see that live last night that Michael Osbrook was on with Rick Snay and Streets of Bakerfield, again, I didn't watch the whole thing. I am going to, though, because I want to hear every word that Michael Osbrook said. Because he revealed some things last night that has not been known to the public previously. And he made
really?
quite a few. Yeah, I heard some things I hadn't heard before. And like I said, I just listened to a small portion of it. But I felt like that in one breath he was saying, absolutely, this is what happened. The evidence for the digital is there. And then in the next breath, he'd say something like, there were no other pictures on that device after it was reset from the camera roll, except for back from like July of 2016 and previous to that. And I'm telling you, that phone that was underneath Abigail is not, or was not, the device that Liberty German was using at the time.
Wait a minute. So the pictures on the phone went back to July of 2016.
No, there was a gap. There were pictures from previous up until July of 2016, and then nothing.
Oh, you mean July of 2016 when Kelsey went geocaching? Maybe?
Yes. Well, I believe there was new phones purchased, and this was an older phone that had been maybe Liberty's prior. And I think they reset that phone and they gave it to Abby.
Well, I could see a world where that would happen.
Because that phone that we've seen a picture of from the crime scene is the phone that's in Abigail's hand in that Music Alley video. There's several devices in that video. There's a tablet laying on Abby's lap. There's that phone that's purple in her hand. There's Libby waving a phone that has the Gryffindor Harry Potter case on it. And then there's a device that Liberty is using to film them with. So,
Matt Payton has a good point here. MA says a lot and has in the past. In 1 week or two, he'll deny stating anything he said yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Believe me, it's painful for me to listen to MA, but sometimes I'll suffer it just to hear what bullshit spews forth because I,
yeah. And anybody that doesn't, I'm not telling you.
Because I have not listened.
Yeah, I'm not telling you guys you have to go. I have a really hard time listening to him too. I want to punch him through the computer. But there's valuable information in everybody who's covering this case somewhere. And it may be the consistent lie that they tell to cover up the truth that we all know. So if you can stand it, give it a listen. Maybe do it in small doses. Listen to a few of the questions, listen to a few of his answers, and go from there. Maybe everybody just picks a different spot and listens to 5 minutes. Heck, I don't know. Or don't listen to it at all. It doesn't really matter to me. I just find value in those things.
Yeah, it kind of lets you know, like, it's kind of an oracular occurrence sometimes. It's like it's foresight of what's to come. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes Sunflower, when they tell us what they want us to believe, they tell it so often that it makes it clear what it is they don't want you to be looking at. So to me,
yeah,
it gives clues. And it's kind of like artists said earlier. What'd you say about the evidence? That it can be real evidence, or it can be evidence that they're covering up the real evidence.
Yeah, the evidence is faked. The proof of life is faked. We can see it with our own two eyes. Yet we're told time and time again that stuff is real. That's the real evidence. That's a no. It's only real in the sense that it's faked and it destroys the damn timeline. That's why that's of interest to me. Is because evidence was put in at trial to convict Richard Allen that has been concocted, amalgamated, photoshopped, whatever term you want to call it.
Minnie, we know all about Michael Osbrook. We did all the deep dives on him. We know about his family purchasing a home from the Kennedys.
Yes.
John Kennedy, our former president, and his wife. We know lots of things about Michael Osbrook. We know lots of things about his family, about his brother that works in DC. He is not to be trusted at all. But I am simply stating I find value sometimes when they're at this point. A lot of these people are scrambling right now. They want to pull everybody back in and play nice now and say, he started to turn on some of the things he's been so adamant about all these months and months and months since Rick was convicted. He's starting to turn on some of them. And it's not because he believes them or he doesn't believe him, but it's imperative to him being able to still stay active in this community, because he's finding that what he's stating, everyone has come to debunk, even those who keep him in their circle.
Yeah.
And it is about power to these people. It's about controlling the narrative, controlling what is believed. There are hundreds of AI videos out right now, all over YouTube, and they're telling people how Rick is guilty. They're telling people how Rick got what he deserved. They're telling people that Rick murdered those girls. They're telling that false fucking narrative, excuse my French, about it was an unseasonably warm day. Every single one of them.
Yep. Reinforcing that.
To the people who don't follow this case.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it matter of fact in the people that don't follow this case that that man is guilty. And we all know he's not. And if you think he is, I guess I'm okay with that too, right now, simply because the man did not receive a fair trial. And so, if you want to say Rick might be guilty or might be connected, then God damn it, give the man a fair trial. Let him present a defense and show us what you got, state of Indiana. Because if that's all you had at that first trial, it ain't going to work for you the second time.
Yeah. Yep. Lisa says they're planting new seeds to raise. Yeah,
well, I'm here to weed. I'm here to do the weeding.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. I'm here to help you weed. Perform. Sometimes I think there needs to be an exorcism, honestly, in this case. Honestly. There's a lot of damn 10 demons running around in here in these streets, in my opinion. Yeah, so yeah.
Well, what do you think, artist? Are you tuckered out?
I'm getting there. Hopefully we had a good show tonight. I know it wasn't maybe as exciting. I do have some more things coming up, guys. I haven't had time to put those into this presentation tonight. And they actually didn't really have, or they might have something to do with Keener, but still exploring and finding more and more stuff in the digital evidence that's become apparent to us. I guess if anybody has any questions right now, go ahead and type them in there. If anybody's got any things that they want to say or questions, something. Thank you, Sunflower. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I have one thing before we get out of here that I want to leave people with. I am going to post a short video on both my channel, It's a New Day, and on our combined channel here, The Unified Demand. And what I did, I want to preface it so when you all watch it, you'll know what you're looking at. I took slow motion recording of our bridge guy walking across the bridge. And of course, it's on a loop, as you all know. And I took that and I slowed it way, way down. And then I turned it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like you to view that. I'll post it after we get off this live tonight. I'd like you to view that and go crazy on the comments. Tell me what you see in the feet and the legs of our amalgamation that we've all come to know as the bridge guy.
Right. Yeah. And I hope you guys have been going back and watching Eye of Apophis. Now that we've been talking about some of these things, maybe it's easier for you to get what he's putting down. That's our goal here too, because we believe that what I has been saying for years, since 2022, February 4th, 2022.
Throw Sunflower Soul up there.
Which one? One question is a
Yep.
One question is a sketch, a photograph. Final answer. Go.
A sketch is not a photograph, but some photographs are sketches.
Yeah.
Some sketches that we've seen that we have believed are photographs are not photographs. They're sketches. Yeah, I know you guys have been rewatching Eye of Apophis. I've been rewatching too, as you know, and I know you've been watching because I've been seeing his comment sections light up on his videos. In the last couple of weeks, he's got a lot of new comments in there. So I appreciate you guys deep diving those. That's awesome.
Here's what Nancy says. Whoops. And Shadow Manny says KK and TK are not the killers.
Yeah. I know. But which KK?
Oh, I think Keegan Klein. Keegan Klein and Tony Klein.
Right. And that's why I said, but
right.
Which KK? Maybe the other one is. I don't know.
Right. Well, I know one thing. Richard Allen, I thoroughly believe Richard Allen is not.
Yeah, I do too.
I believe he's the patsy.
Yep. We've got lots of other people.
American Night Mom. I hope.
Yeah,
What's
lots of other people. If I were law enforcement, there's lots of other people I would have detained way before I looked at Rick Allen.
Right.
I mean, you got Rod Abrams in your car there telling you he's got a folding box cutter in his pocket.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem with the box cutter thing too. Doesn't that seem like an awfully easily available to pretty much anyone of any age type of a weapon?
It does, and tell me why it's not on any of the search warrants. That wasn't something they were looking for.
Right, it's not on any of the search warrants, and I'm sorry, but if my plan was to go out and murder a couple girls, I don't think a box cutter would be my choice of weapon. I just don't. I think I would pick something a little more weapony. Not something that, a box cutter blade can break so easily. I think I would pick something a little more on the sturdy side, in my opinion. Especially since the blades snap off. Right, Smoky Mountain Robin. Yep, I'm gonna put that up there. Yeah. Especially since the blades snap off. Yeah. Even if you have the kind where you load an individual blade, because I have a really nice one with like gold, they're called like gold blades, are real nice. Like I forget the brand. I'll think of it later. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I just don't think that would be my weapon of choice.
Yeah. Me either.
And unless you're at work, who just walks around with a box cutter in their pocket? Unless you're at work and, you're slicing boxes open. I mean, you don't tend to carry one of those just around on you either. Not that I've never known anybody just carrying one around unless they're at work.
Yeah.
Just saying, and how convenient is it that the medical examiner just happens to be in his workshop right around the time of trial and, has this light bulb go off when he looks at a box cutter and decides, that must be what it is. Because there's so many other things that could, like the serrated blade. Yeah, they do have box cutters with more of a serrated blade. Yeah, they do. They also have little tree saws like that. Tree saws, for like cutting branches with serrated blades. They're sharp as hell.
Cutting branches, huh?
Other kitchen knives too. Cutting branches, yeah. One of those little folding tree saw things. Yeah. They're sharp as hell.
Yeah.
They do the trick. And they're portable.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's so many other things. Like a box cutter would not ever be, if I was going to plan to end someone's life, I would not pick a box cutter.
Well, the other thing is this thing seems, to me, in my opinion, very premeditated and planned and organized, like I said earlier. So if it is all those things, again, pick your weapon, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Matt, the whole comment Rod made about the girls, he was talking and had to change his number and then stated real quick she was his age. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't take the phone. You're right. But, why would they take his phone? They didn't even collect the devices from family members of the victims. So, they let them sit and go through their own devices and tell them what was pertinent and what wasn't. Because I guess everybody in that town is smart enough to figure out what's going on. Guess we're just not. I don't know. Oh,
well, no,
all right.
Yeah, again, I think that was his warning. Oh, wait, American Knight's mom. Yes, they did say. So they said that there was a serrated blade used and a non-serrated.
Yeah, they talked about two different weapons being used.
Two different weapons. So who the hell carries around two?
Yeah,
murder people. So you're
my Catan didn't do it. So now let me pull out my box cutter. I don't know.
You're a lone wolf, not a woof. A lone wolf. You take a gun and two different box cutters, but you don't use the damn gun to murder anyone. But you use two different box. What? Who the hell would do that? Who the hell?
I don't know. Not me. I wouldn't do any of it. But anyway.
Right.
You guys are awesome. We love you for hanging out with us on a Saturday night. And we've got lots more coming. Probably see us Wednesday this week again for another live. And watch for that video after we get out of here. I'll get it posted as soon as I can. And I've got some other stuff I'll be posting too on some shorts and some videos. And again, feel free to go in and use that community page. We certainly do appreciate you sharing your thoughts, your time, your concerns with us.
We do. And I'm going to restate it again. Beginning, I asked you guys, because we have so many bright people in here every time. I mean, you guys are brilliant. And you guys have your own special niche for something. And if you guys can use that and we can all pull what we're best at to blow this damn timeline apart and this stupid fake digital evidence, that's why we're asking. Because, you know, like we said, yes, New Day and I are the unified demand, but it's really all of us. It's a unified demand from everyone, anyone who cares about being hornswoggled and an innocent man being thrown into prison for something he didn't do, and a bunch of people running around responsible for everything from murder to covering it up, running around free out there, laughing in our faces, which pisses me off every time I think about it. Then please, I mean, use what you got. You guys got so much information too. You make such great points. And American Night Mom, you are very welcome. We are always happy to come on and talk about this. I mean, we could go on for days about different things.
Absolutely.
It's hard to put presentations together because it's hard to know when to stop. I mean, you know, because there's so much to talk about.
Each tentacle leads right into another. Right.
But none of what we are interested in has anything to do with these murders occurring on the 13th because the evidence does not support it. And I think you guys are in agreement with that. Even if you're not, anything you got to offer, let us know. We're always willing to change our minds. You know what I mean? Well,
we follow in the evidence, true evidence. We're trying to look at everything and decide what things are actually most plausible, and there's just so many connections. Like you said, it's hard to know when to stop sometimes because we've just been inundated with information, and that was part of the plan. It's part of the plan.
That's right. American Night Mom. Yeah, we can't, she says, we can't possibly go slower than everyone else, so let's keep cracking.
Absolutely. Yes. Amen. Thank you for that.
That's right. And then we got Smoky Mountain Robin saying, I think I want to go back to all the interviews and take notes. God, please do. I would love to see those on all the interviews.
Yeah, see, we're looking for community, good community here with lots of information, but we're not looking for groupthink. We're looking for everyone to have a place where they can come in and talk about what they know, what they've seen, what their opinions are, and where the connections are that they've been able to make. Because this community for so long has been told, show up and listen. Listen to what we found. Listen to the connection we've made. Listen to, and then, you know, nobody can rub up against that at all. Bullshit. Bullshit. This is your place right here. And we're going to get it done.
That's right.
Because I'm not trying to control a narrative or a story. We're trying to follow actual evidence to get to the bottom of all the freaking wool that's been pulled over our eyes.
That's right. And not well, by the way. They haven't pulled it over very well. I will, Minnie, I will fit that, look into that Chi F and Pi cryptic note fitting onto Bridge Guy, because I know the geocache maps do.
Yeah.
I know those do. So, you know, we're going to talk more about that geocaching soon too, because it has something to do with this too. It definitely has a place and a meaning. And yeah.
All right. Great live. Great night. Great community.
No stop until it's done. Yep, that's right,
Yeah,
guys.
we will not stop.
No.
We will not stop.
No, we will not. Not until everything makes sense and people stop lying and bullshitting.
Not until I know that they can't come and do to me what they did to Rick Allen.
That's right.
Not until I know they can't come and do to you what they did to Rick Allen.
Right.
So thank you so much for being here, guys. We love each and every one of you. Trial Junkie, American Night Mom, Lisa. We got Minnie. Who else is here still?
That's
Smoky Mountain. Sunflower Soul.
We'll check on Adrian. Hope she's all right. Yep. Hey, everybody watch Oh Hey Christina's new video she's dropping. I don't know. She said she's either dropping it tonight or tomorrow, but make sure you check that out. Okay, for sure. And check out Trial Junkie stuff. She's got a lot of really great stuff too. Okay.
She's hitting. Trial Junkie's hitting a breakdown on each one of the investigators that were out there at the scene. All of the ISP. I think she said there were 15 to like 17 people that had been out there, and she's breaking down every single one of them. I think that's awesome. That's amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. Matt Payton. Yep.
Yeah, Matt Payton. Absolutely. Just blush. Too many bad actors. Yes, Matt. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Kayla, Nancy Drew, Smoky Mountain, all of you.
Yep,
we love each and every one of you. And you know what? If you can't find a good person, be a good person.
That's right. Thank you, guys. Good night. Have a great night.
Good night.